How's it going, everybody? This is Alex Caceres, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
What's up, Will?
What up?
Everybody, welcome to another week of Story of the Fight, where we talk all things mixed martial arts. We cover UFC, some ONE FC, some Ryzen. We cover a little bit of everything. But yeah, if you like our content, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you don't like watching and you like listening, we've got Spotify, Breaker, Podcasts, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Anchor FM. Anywhere podcasts are found, you can find us and social media.
Yeah, it's at Story of the Fight on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Twitch, Vero, everywhere.
I keep on forgetting about Vero.
Me too.
But there's no fights this weekend, Will.
There are no fights this weekend. Kind of a bummer. It's been a while since there's been nothing. It seems like there's always something. I mean, I'm sure there's something going on, but
I had to entertain myself yesterday with my son's sports. You know, he had a couple baseball games and
brutal. No,
nah, dude, I love watching him play. But dude, like we're such creatures of habit, right? Because you'll have football and baseball in the morning, and then after that, like I know after I get off work, I have UFC, ONE FC. I have something to watch afterwards.
There's always something.
So last night, have you ever seen that meme of Pablo Escobar was just sitting on the couch? Like that's me, dude. Just sitting outside on the porch, just staring out to nothingness. Just sad that there's no fights on. But last week we asked our listeners, we said, hey, what kind of content would you want?
For this weekend of no fights.
Yeah, somebody said, I think it was HLB Comer, right? He's like, why not do a predictions video for UFC 280? It's a big event that we have coming up now. This upcoming weekend, it's Grasso versus
Araujo, if that's how you pronounce it. Araujo?
That's right.
He's Araujo. That's
right. Regen TV joining us, man. Always appreciate him joining us on. And he said, I had to look up some street beefs just to see some fights. It was rough. Hey, you know you're a fight degenerate when you're looking up street beefs. He's one of us. Regen is one of us.
Yeah, I forgot about street beefs, man. What a shit show.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, so while this upcoming weekend might not have some massive fights, the weekend after that, I believe it's on the 22nd. Yes. We have one of the biggest cards of the year. It's absolutely stacked from top to bottom. We have Oliveira versus Makhachev.
Yeah, it's a crazy card, man. It seems like every week there was like this big fight's being announced on UFC 280. This one's big too on UFC 280. And it's like, hey, man, there's other cards that could probably use some of these fights. But whatever.
No, let's put them all on 280, dude. Yeah. I'm so excited for this card, man. Like every once in a while, a card comes along where the MMA gods just sprinkle some Just Bleed dust all over it. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait for this one, right? And this is one of those cards for me for this year. I'm super excited. Oliveira is becoming must-watch TV.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is. You know, he has been. Even in his wins, it's like, they're shaky. You know? So it's like,
they're shaky.
He gets dropped.
And he keeps us on our toes. And I love it.
Yeah. It makes it super fun. And then Islam is like, has so far pretty much ran through everybody except for Saryukin. So it's like, let's see what he can do.
All right.
And it's like,
let's start covering
it. Let's just move into it. Yeah.
Let's just move into it. Okay. Let me get prepared over here. All right. So we have Oliveira.
What are we going off? So are we going off the UFC order? Because I think the UFC.com order is slightly different than like Tapology.
I'm going off Tapology.
Yeah, I think that's probably it's hilarious that that's usually more accurate than the UFC's own.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Who knows?
All right. Well, I'm going off of Tapology order. We have Oliveira versus Makhachev being the main event for the vacant title. Oliveira coming in the underdog plus 130. We have Makhachev coming in the favorite at minus 162. And now, while this is a vacant title, Will, I want to remind everybody that this division has a champion, and his name is Du Bronx Charles Oliveira, man.
The champ has a name. His name is Charles Oezdemir.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, he's amazing, dude. So Oliveira's last 4 fights: Ferguson, Chandler, Poirier, Gaethje.
Yeah.
Makhachev's last fights: Dober, Moises, Hooker, Green.
Yeah, not bad.
Not too shabby. Now,
I know everybody's saying, "Oh, Charles or Islam hasn't fought anybody in the top 5. He's only fought like this many people in the top 10." But you look at some of those guys, and I mean, the rankings are kind of a shit show at lightweight, because there's so many guys that are just holding.
They have been for years.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, Drew Dober, Saryukin, Moises, Hooker, and Green, like those are all very good wins.
And it's not just that; it's the way he's doing it, man.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Yeah,
it's the way he's doing it. Makhachev on a 10-fight win streak, Oliveira on an 11-fight win streak.
Oh man,
dude,
this is the poor man's Khabib versus Tony.
It is.
It really is.
This is the fight we've been waiting for a long time, man. This is the matchup we've been waiting for a long time.
Which, let me know. So if we're making that comparison between the two fights, let me know if you think this is accurate. Islam is a worse Khabib, and Oliveira is a better Tony.
Yes, I don't think there's another Khabib out there.
I don't think so either.
I don't think we'll see anytime soon another person that was as dominant as Khabib. Now, that being said, Oliveira, man, Ferguson in his prime, though. In his prime, Ferguson was so good, dude. Don't forget his crazy-ass win streak also.
No, I know. But
and against killers.
People were always like, oh, Khabib's going to take him down, but Tony off his back is so threatening. Yeah.
The boogeyman?
But everyone's like, Tony's so threatening off his back, right? That was like the thing. It's like Khabib takes him down, but then he's not out of the woods. But Oliveira, I think, is even better off his back. And
Oliveira is very good off his back, yes. Very dangerous.
Islam's not as good as Khabib on top. That's the point I'm trying to make, at least.
And Oliveira now has the heart that I think a prime Ferguson also had as well.
Definitely.
And Regen coming through saying it's yet to be seen if Islam can shine against the top guys like Khabib did. And
exactly.
All those folks that you named off, great fighters, good fighters, right? We just still haven't seen that next tier, the top tier. Because for me, Gaethje is tier 1.
Justin Poirier. Yeah.
Tier 1. Chandler came out like a bat out of hell into UFC. I think he's tier 1. Ferguson, he faced a little bit of an older Ferguson, but we've seen Oliveira tested time and time again against these top tier 1 fighters and coming out victorious. There's a champion in his name. Is Charles Oliveira. That being said, Will, who are you picking?
Going to Bronx.
Such a tough one.
Charlie Olives. I think it's my brain tells me Islam, but I'm gonna pick Charles.
Okay. So
I know that sounds like a cop out. I'm not gonna do that every time where it's like, oh, I think this guy's probably gonna win, but then I'm actually gonna pick this guy just so that when the fight happens and I picked wrong, I could be like, yeah, I should have went with my brain, should have went with my gut. I'm not gonna do that for every pick. But for this one, my brain tells me Islam. He's going to come out, take him down, blah, blah, blah. But I think Oliveira is going to find a way. Okay. That's the difference. Islam is that guy who can just go out, steamroll you, take you down, ground and pound, and really control you and stuff like that. But Charles has been there. He's done that, and he finds a way. You know what I mean? I think that's the difference maker. I think he's going to be able to find something.
I can't wait to see this. The more you guys talk about it. I don't know if you could see this. I got goosies right now.
I know.
Like, we're such MMA nerds that just talking about this, I'm getting goosebumps, man. That being said, I know. I'm going Islam.
You're going Islam? Oh, okay. Hey, are we going to have like a wager between each other for this?
I'm down. I'm down.
I'm down too.
Yeah, we'll see. And then, Regen, any other listeners for that fact, as you are listening, please let us know who you're picking also, because we would love to go back when we recap the fights to see who was getting these predictions down. I think we're going to see Islam win this, though.
Okay.
Islam Makhachev.
Crowd?
He's going to find a way to get Oliveira down. I know Oliveira is really good off his back. You know who's really good on the ground as well that Islam has to face? over and over and over again. In practice, it's Khabib. Now, yes,
but is Khabib good off his back like Oliveira? It's different.
Yeah, I don't know, and that's the thing. But I know that he has faced top-tier grapplers his entire life. Yeah. This guy would face bears at the age of 3. Did you fight any bears when you were 3 years old, Will? No.
Yeah.
You know who did? Richie Casual. Those are some crazy stories. We'll talk about that later. But, dude, this is what he's done. He's been facing grapplers his entire life. You know, he's faced fantastic strikers, too, in the UFC. So I think that he's going to find a way to avoid the submissions from Oliveira. And I don't think it's going to be the most exciting win. I don't.
Really?
I think that it's going to be a grueling fight. I think it's going to go maybe 4 rounds. He'll end up catching Oliveira in a rear naked choke, I think.
Okay. You think he's going to sub Oliveira?
I think he's going to sub Oliveira. 4th round.
Okay. Regen says that he's picking Do Bronx as well. But here's what I'm most interested to see. The way that Islam usually sets up his takedowns is with the casting punch like Fedor, where you throw the big overhand, and if it lands, great. But if it doesn't, usually it's going to come around their shoulder. That's what he uses to get the clinch. Then he lands the trips. I don't necessarily know if I want to be in the clinch with Oliveira. He's shown lately that when you clinch with him, he just rips you to the body. His knees are insane. Yeah. So it's like, that's what I want to see. I want to see Islam's entries. If he's going to shoot double legs from across the cage, or if he's going to do the same story and casting punch into the clinch, hit the throw. Because I don't know if he's going to be able to throw Oliveira like that. He probably can. I mean, let's be real. But he's going to have to earn it.
The thing about MMA is that, like I said, I think it's going to be a grueling fight. I think Makhachev's going to find a way to get Oliveira down. The good thing about MMA for Oliveira in this case is that you have to start every round standing.
Yeah.
So do you think, okay, you're saying Oliveira. How do you think he wins?
Yeah, I think he finishes them.
Yeah. You think he finishes him?
And I'm leaning TKO. Yeah. I was about to say, Regent, me and him are on the same wavelength right now. He says, I think Charles finishes it with the striking, or at least starts to finish with it. I was about to say he either TKOs him or the TKO is close and he grabs a submission from it. I don't know which one yet. I'm going to go TKO. That'll be my final answer. Charles, TKO.
I mean, not a bad choice. Not a bad call there. Okay. I could see it
because we've seen Islam get finished. We've seen him get finished.
We have.
So, and Oliveira is a sniper lately.
How long ago was that, though?
It was a long time ago.
Because I could say we've seen Oliveira get finished.
True, but have we?
But that was also a long time ago.
But have we seen Islam fight somebody like Oliveira? His striking is so unique. It's so like mechanically sound. I don't know. I think all the positions that are Islam's strengths are also Oliveira's strengths, which is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, this is what I love about this fight.
Yeah, it's the best.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, you know. And like I said, that's my prediction. That's my gut feeling. But man, it's just
how funny is it that you're going Islam by submission and I'm going Charles by TKO?
I know. I can't wait to watch this fight, man.
Yeah.
I really can't. Anything else on the fight though before we move on to the co-main event?
No, I can't wait. This is gonna be so much more hyped.
Same. All right. After that, we have Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw, whatever you want to call him. In this fight, you have Aljamain coming in the favorite, -170 versus Dillashaw +140, the underdog. Dillashaw. Now, you might see a little bit of a trend from me with this, Will. But in this case, I'm going the underdog.
Are you?
Give me the dog. Give me the dog.
Dillashaw.
Sterling came in recently, Aljamain Sterling, and I thought that he had a redemption match against Petrosyan.
Yeah, he fought fought a perfect fight.
He fought a perfect fight. It was a very intelligent fight. He paced himself very well. He did what he needed to do to win, cementing himself as the true bantamweight champion, which before that, everybody was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
He's a paper champ, blah, blah, blah.
We have Dillashaw, who had a freaking war against Sandhagen. He's been recovering since that fight.
What did he tear? He tore something in his knee, right?
Yeah. He had before that he had a 2-year suspension. Considering that he had that 2-year suspension for popping.
Yeah.
For what was it? EPO.
EPO. Yeah.
Yeah. The CEO of EPO, as Kobe Covington says. But he had that 2-year suspension, comes back, and I thought that he looked really good against Sandhagen, all things considered.
Especially with one leg.
With one leg.
I mean,
all
he
natty
tore his knee
now.
in the first or second round. Yeah, all natty.
All natty now. But yeah, he did mess up that knee early. Regen coming through saying these fights are hard to pick, man. I know. So what are your thoughts on this fight, Will?
I think a lot of people are going Sterling, and they think that his grappling is going to be too much for Dillashaw. I think everybody has forgotten how good of a grappler Dillashaw is because he became such a good striker.
100%.
I think Dillashaw is a better striker than Sterling, and I think he is a better wrestler than Sterling. The question is where this one gets interesting. I think on paper, this is an easy win for Dillashaw in my opinion, and I'm a big Sterling fan. But on paper, this is a Dillashaw win. The question is, what's he like after the knee surgery? Because he's so movement based with his striking that, I mean, that's the big question. And I'm going to give this caveat to Sterling that if he wins, it'll most likely be because of Dillashaw's lackluster movement due to some injuries. That being said, I think Dillashaw smokes him.
I have Dillashaw on this one too. So for anybody that likes to wager, there's some good underdogs in this card, man.
Yeah,
there's some
I think
really good underdogs in this card.
Dillashaw's underdog is a good pick.
Fantastic pick. I see what you're saying with the knee.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
He's such a movement-based striker, man.
He is.
He needs that.
You know what? I feel like he knows a lot of scientists out there that could help with recovery. I'm not saying anything. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just saying you might know a couple pharmacists. You might know a couple scientists. You might know a couple people that'll make sure that he is better than ever. You know what I mean?
He's way better than ever.
Oh, dude, come on. Would you be surprised?
Honestly, no. I mean, and these days, like people tear their knees and stuff. It seems like it happens all the time, and they come back just fine.
Dude.
I think
Dillashaw was over in Panama shooting up stem cells, and
probably right.
He's fine.
He was before this knee injury.
He has like extra ligaments in there now. He's okay. He's fine.
I do think Dillashaw is going to take this one. I think Sterling's going to have a hard time. I don't think he's going to be able to take Dillashaw down, and I think he's going to get picked apart on the feet. I don't think it's going to be the most exciting fight.
I'm still excited to watch it. Will it be an exciting fight? Who knows? But
I'm expecting a Dillashaw clinic, honestly.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. All right.
Which is not a bad thing. His fights are fun.
No, not at all. And dude, honestly, like TJ Dillashaw being a champion again makes it so interesting for me at bantamweight.
In my opinion, he never even beat Dominic Cruz. When he lost it to Dominic Cruz.
Oh, I had TJ
I had fight. I had Dillashaw.
And everybody knows we're always right.
It's true.
Your reaction.
These are the facts of life.
All right. Next fight. You want to go on to the next fight?
Yeah, this is the wild card fight of the whole event.
So we have Petr Yan, don't call me Peter, Petr, versus Sean O'Malley.
Man, when they announced this fight, I was like, holy shit. And everybody, and I'll give Sean O'Malley some credit here. Everybody always says, oh, he just wants to fight cans. He just wants to fight cans. He even said he doesn't want to fight ranked opponents. And it's like the guy said he's not going to fight ranked opponents until he gets a pay raise, which I'm all for. I 100% understand that because he was on a Contender Series contract. And granted, he's making money outside of fighting. But if I'm a fighter and they're like, hey, we want you to start fighting these guys in the top 10, top 5. I'm like, okay, cool. Pay me more. That's a harder job. Like, I'm not fighting Petr Yan for $12,000. Hell no. And he said if they change my contract, I'll start fighting him. And they changed his contract, and now he's fighting Petr Yan. So I have to give him credit for that. I know he's easy to hate for a lot of people. I enjoy his fights. I think he's fun. That being said, Petr Yan.
So Petr Yan coming in, the -400 favorite, Sean O'Malley coming in plus 290. Big underdog. This is not an underdog I will be picking. So Jan lost his belt in 2021 to Sterling, comes back, beats Sandhagen, right? Earns himself a rematch against Sterling, loses that one. Like we said, I really think that he was going to just steamroll Sterling the rest of the way before he lost to the legal knee in 2021. Looked good against Sandhagen. And
looked very good against Sandhagen.
Yeah, but I do think he lost against Sterling in the rematch.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the things that you mentioned for Sean O'Malley, his competition.
Yeah.
Last 4 fights, lost to Chito Vera, beat Thomas Almeida. Okay.
That was
beats
a good
Chris Moutinho.
Yeah.
Beats Julian Paiva.
Yeah. Who's actually pretty good. I like that guy.
Who is pretty good. But again, we take a look at the level of competition that these two fighters have been fighting.
When did he fight Wineland?
Ooh,
that was before Chito Vera. Okay. I mean, obviously, Wineland. It was. I was just interested. It means nothing because Wineland was over the hill at that point. Shout out to Eddie Wineland. He's retired now.
Shout out
but
to
then
him.
The big one is the Pedro Munoz fight. That was the biggest test of his career, and it was a no contest because of the eye poke. But he didn't look like he had anything for him up until that point. I thought Pedro Munoz was. I mean, it wasn't the greatest fight, honestly. It was kind of just like, you go, now I go, and I'm gonna throw leg kicks.
Yep.
And everyone's like, yeah, but he was checking the leg kicks, and it's like, yeah, but that's all he was doing, and you don't score defense. So, I mean, this is going to be an interesting one. The first round. Here's my prediction: the first round is going to be awful. It's going to be a terrible first round because Petr Yan's going to be his feeling out style because he does not want to get caught by some wild shit by Sean O'Malley. So he's going to come out slow. He's going to come out very defensively sound, and Sean's going to be too scared to open up on him, and they're going to kind of feel each other out for the whole first round. And then Petr Yan's going to be like, oh, okay, we got this. Like, he didn't show me anything that I'm scared of. He didn't. I don't think I'm going to get caught by anything, and he's going to go to work. And I think Petr Yan's technique, Sean O'Malley is very loose. He's very unpredictable. He sits on the outside, and he catches guys who make mistakes. He catches people. He's a counter striker. He will draw you out with some wild shit. You'll overextend, and he snipes you with like a cross or something. Petr Yan does not overextend. He does not
very
read
technical.
you. He's very technical. He gets there with his feet. There's not going to be the counter openings that Sean O'Malley's used to drawing out of people, and I think Petr Yan's just he's gonna put on a clinic against Sean. And I'm saying that as a Sean O'Malley
clinic
fan.
after clinic.
Stylistically, this is a bad matchup for Sean O'Malley.
Yeah,
it really is. Unless Petr Yan tries to make a statement and forces something, I don't think Sean is going to get any openings.
Do you think he gets finished?
Yes.
Me too. I have Petr Yan finishing Sean O'Malley. So
second round.
Ooh, second round. I'll go third. Third.
Watch Sean O'Malley land a wheel kick like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Just delete this part of the episode. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else on that fight?
I am very excited to see it. If Sean O'Malley pulls this off, that'll be incredible. And you better believe I'll be wearing a Sean O'Malley shirt during the event. Nice.
Hey, we probably should have talked to Rich about this before, but if you can be keeping track of our picks and just do a quick recap at the end, that'd be really good, Rich. I don't know if you've been paying attention or playing Switch. Just let me know.
Yeah,
just let me know.
We got. We're only 3 fights in. I have Oliveira, Dillashaw, and Jan. Ramiro's the exact same thing except
Makhachev, Dillashaw, and Petr Yan. Not Sean, Petr Yan.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're the same. Right. We're so far with the same except for the main event.
Different but same?
Different but same. Same.
All right.
But different.
Next up, we'll go Dariush versus Mateusz Gamrot. Beneil Dariush, man. So
he's up there now, right? What is he ranked?
I got it right over here. So Dariush plus 155, Gamrot minus 180. Dariush ranked 6th, Gamrot ranked 9th. We've seen a recent resurgence from Dariush, right? A little unexpected, but he's on a 7-fight win streak. He's finished 4, Will. Count them. 4 of his last 7 fights. Fun fact, he was supposed to have fought Charles Oliveira. Fight was canceled. Yeah. He was supposed to have fought Makhachev. Fight was canceled. Now those 2 that he was supposed to fight are now fighting each other for the vacant belt. But I thought that was very interesting. Now, Gamrot, only 1 loss in his career to Kutateladze by split decision.
Yeah, very close fight too.
Yes. Since then, he has won 4 in a row, finishing 3 of those 4 fights. And last fight was a unanimous decision against Chookagian. So there is a quick breakdown.
Yeah. Man, this is. I really like Dariush. I really, really like him. At the time, you mentioned that the Islam fight was scheduled. Mm-hmm. At that time, Dariush was in the top 5. It very much seemed like they were saying, hey, Dariush just beat Tony Ferguson, even though Tony Ferguson had just lost to Gadzhi and Oliveira and was clearly not the same person anymore. We're going to put you in the top 5, match you up against Islam Makhachev. Makhachev will beat you, and that will justify the title shot because he finally beat somebody in the top 5. That didn't happen. They went with it anyways. Dariush was injured. I think he broke his ankle training against the cage or something like that.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I remember that.
He's on a very good win streak. But it's different. Mateusz Gamrot is bona fide. I think Dariush, he's had a lot of struggles, and it's very impressive. The win streak is very good. Thiago Moises, Drew Dober, Frank Camacho, Drakkar Klose, Scott Holtzman. Diego Ferreira was a very good fight. Tony Ferguson doesn't mean much to me, honestly. But Mateusz Gamrot is fighting the killers on the fringe of the division and is staying sharp with those guys. I think Gamrot is going to come in and really showcase what everybody has already thought about the lightweight division, and that there's a lot of these older guys in here. No disrespect, but a lot of this new breed is coming, and they're supposed to be there. And I think that's going to be on full display. I think Gamrot takes this.
I think Gamrot takes it as well. I think Gamrot wins by decision. Unanimous decision.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that in there. Unanimous.
Yeah. I'm going to go split. No. I think he wins all 3 rounds.
I do too. And I don't think it's going to be very close. And I don't necessarily think it's going to be a clinic like you predicted for the Dillashaw fight, like you predicted for the Petrosyan fight. But I do think that it's going to be a pretty clear decision.
Yeah, I think so too. And for Dariush, it was fun while it lasted. I think it's going to be the thought process after this one.
Yeah. And again, and it's not just how Dariush, or it's not just that Dariush isn't on a 7-fight win streak, but he started finishing people, which wasn't always something you'd hear from a Dariush fight.
Yeah, that Drakkar Klose fight was insane.
Dude, those little like combos he'd be throwing, knocking people out against a cage, and him yelling at the announcers, like it was fun, man.
It was a lot of fun. And it's over now.
R.I.P. to those moments. R.I.P. to those moments. All right, man. We'll move on to the next fight, and this is the
most
fight
exciting
I know you've been looking forward to. Yeah. I know this is the fight you've been looking forward to. We have Katlyn Chookagian versus Manon Fiorot. Okay, so let me just throw this out there real quick. Chookagian plus 165. Manon Fiorot minus 210. Chookagian on a 4-fight win streak. She's a crafty veteran. Recently beat Hibas, Jennifer Maya, Adaho, and Calvillo. Manon Fiorot on an 11-fight win streak.
She's only lost once.
Great striker. Okay, finished 7 of her last 11 fights. That's a 63% finish rate. Will, you want me to go off first here? Or do you want to take this one? What do you want to do? Okay, Will. So, Manon Fiorot, I just threw all these stats out, right? Next gen stats by yours truly.
Yeah.
That being said, Chookagian, I mentioned earlier, a crafty veteran. She's very, very durable. A very durable fighter. And I think that she takes this into the deep rounds. I'm giving Chookagian a split decision. I said that I love a lot of the dogs in this card, and Chookagian is one of them. Is your boy going to be laying out a parlay with Chookagian in there? Probably not. But Either way, I'm picking this dog. Chookagian plus 165 against Manon Fiorot.
Okay. Chookagian's very good at making fighters fight her fight, which is allowing her to freeze you on the outside and just pepper like 4-time jabs, miss with the cross, be like 4 inches away with the cross. But the jab started it and it froze you and you're stuck and she's yelling every time she throws a punch and she's standing outside and then she does crazy head movement when she's not in striking range. That being said, Fiorot is, like, in my opinion, a better version of Chookagian. She's very similar with her straight shots. She'll pepper you with the jab and stuff like that. But her footwork is better, I think. She gets there closer. She gets in range much better. I think this is going to be an awful fight. And I think Fiorot is going to hit her more than she gets hit. And I think she wins.
Nice. See, when I'm thinking about this fight, I'm also thinking Chookagian with a lot of clinch work. I just picture her making this a grueling fight, putting her up against the cage, getting a lot of dirty boxing in. It's not going to be the most exciting fight in the world, but I think that she knows just what she needs to get done to win this fight, and that's what she's going to do.
Always. Yeah,
which is what she does always.
That being said, I think Fiorot's footwork is better than Chookagian's, and I don't know if she's going to be able to cut it off to be able to.
Better than Amanda Hebus? Do you think it's better than Jennifer Mayas? Do you think it's better than Cynthia Calvillo's? The answer is yes. Yes, it is. Better. Yes, it is. So I can see where you're coming from. That's a good pick.
I cannot believe they put this on the main card, man.
That's yeah, dude. But I have Chookagian by split decision. You have Manon Fiorot by hitting Chookagian more than she gets hit.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
I don't think anybody's getting dropped. I'll tell you that now.
I thought this was going to be the fight that we spent the most time on breaking down, but I guess not. We'll move on. Move on. So, again, you know your boy loves the dogs right now. All right?
Yep.
There's Belal Muhammad plus 110 versus Sean Brady at minus 130. So, Belal currently ranked 5th in the welterweight division on a 7-fight win streak. Okay, that being said, let's be real here. He was getting dominated by Leon Edwards. It was going to be an easy win for Leon.
He was getting
before the nasty eye poke. Okay, so there's no contest in the mix there. Nonetheless,
but
no
we
contest.
Know what
so it puts him in a 7-fight win streak. Yeah, we know what was going on.
It's a 7-fight unbeaten streak.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Brady ranked 8th, undefeated fighter at 15-0, training out of Renzo Gracie's. So what are your thoughts on this one?
It's going to be interesting because Belal's game plan is the absolute worst in the sport right now, where it's like, I will gruel for a takedown and I'm just going to hold you down and I'm going to control you and I'm going to win by control. So hopefully you don't do any damage because I'm just going to try to control. When he beat Wonder Boy, it was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. I mean, I'm not very high on Belal Muhammad, but he is very effective at that game plan. I wish to God the UFC had yellow cards because he'd have the record. But Sean Brady, very good, like you said. Renzo Gracie, very good off his back. Very slick submission game. Kind of unproven. I think Belal's more proven than Sean Brady is. But
there's a
I
but?
don't know. There's a but. Belal's the underdog. I'm just kind of surprised on that. But
he's the underdog, yeah.
Kind of surprised on that just because he's had more recent success against bigger names. But that being said, I got Sean Brady. I think he's just so much more crafty. But I have a feeling, man, this is a tough one because I think Sean Brady's a better fighter. But I would not be surprised if Belal just takes him down and just controls him and doesn't give him any openings for him to snatch submissions or anything like that. Man. This is tough.
I recently picked... Okay, so who are you picking?
I don't know. You go.
Okay.
Come back to me.
So, Belal is someone who will wear you out and drag you to deep waters with his cardio. Non-stop, like you said, grinding
wet blanket
for a takedown. Yeah, and that's what he's going to be doing. Now, Brady is, I think, a more well-rounded fighter.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him really tested yet.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Belal's proven. Yes,
and Brady, like you said, is a crafty fighter. But you know who else I thought was a very crafty fighter? Vicente Luque. I picked Vicente Luque versus Belal Muhammad because I thought he was a crafty striker and had enough tools in his toolbox to be able to surprise Belal as Belal was trying to come in, close the distance, clinch. Didn't quite work out that way. So in this one, I'm going the dog, Belal Muhammad, plus 110.
Man, yeah.
By decision. By boring decision.
Yeah, I have a gut feeling that Belal's going to just take him down.
You said you're not going to be doing the whole mind and heart and gut thing.
No, I know. I'm not.
My head tells me Brady. My gut tells me Belal.
My body. Fuck it. You pick Belal. I'll pick Brady.
You going to go Brady?
Yeah, and I think if anything, I think Brady finishes Belal. I'll go Brady by finish. Fuck it. I'll double down.
Doubling down.
Yeah. I think Brady is a better fighter.
I should have just picked no contest on this one. Just like super random.
I'm going to pick a draw. God, hey, can we get yellow cards in the UFC for God's sakes?
I know, for real. For real. But yeah, that's all I got on that fight. You got anything else?
No, I'm not looking forward to it. But if all of a sudden Sean Brady starts showing up, I'm going to be super pumped. I'm going to be so excited.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why this fight should be the opener on the main card. But oh well.
Wait, they also have to have strong closers, though, on the undercard,
On the prelims, yeah. What are you going to headline?
Yeah, on the prelims. Yeah, come on. All right. We had no disrespect. Before that, Tukhugov versus Almeida.
Name of the game.
Who?
Chookagian.
What's the nickname?
Blonde fighter.
Okay. All right. Well, nickname as exciting as her fighting style. That being said, Tukhugov versus Almeida, Lucas Almeida, that is. So we've seen some ups and downs with Tukhugov, right? A couple recent split decisions that didn't go his way. Once again, one against Hakeem Dawodu, the other one against Renato Moicano. This is Almeida's second fight in the UFC. Only they're both 31 years old, but Tukhugov fighting in the UFC since 2014. That being said, while Almeida only has one fight in the UFC, it was against your boy Mike Trizano, where he looked really good.
Looked very good. Yeah, looked very good.
After that breakdown, what are your thoughts?
Tukhugov.
Almeida coming in minus 155, Almeida plus 120.
Plus 120. He's not a bad underdog. But I think the experience here from Tukhugov and stylistically, really bad matchup. Super bad matchup for Almeida. I think he's going to grind him out. He's going to close the distance. I don't know. The Trizano knockout was good, but Trizano's a very different style than Tukhugov. I think Tukhugov takes this one pretty easily.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I think he just grinds him out.
I think Tukhugov wins this one as well.
Oh.
And I'm not going with anything different. I'm going with experience on this one. And again, I know that they're both 31 years old. They've both been fighting for a while, but fighting UFC caliber fighters since 2014 versus Jungle FC is a little bit different. And I think that it's a little too much too soon for Almeida. I know he looked good against Trizano. And I think that he's going to have a bright future with the right matchups leading up to whatever as high as he can get. But Tukhugov, not that person.
No, there are some matchups on this card that are very clearly set to hype up the Abu Dhabi crowd. And as you get earlier in the night, those fights are more prevalent. And this is one of them.
Yes. Before that, we have, let me see here. I believe it's Borralho. Yeah. Muradov versus Borralho.
Yeah.
Borralho coming in minus 230. Muradov plus 183. Borralho, the natural. The nickname, the natural.
Yeah.
Not sure what he's implying to.
I don't
Maybe
think
the natural skills.
You shouldn't be able to I mean, the UFC should like retire some nicknames. You know how like in baseball they'll retire like a jersey. You can't use that number anymore on that team. They should retire some nicknames.
What if you asked Randy Couture, like, hey, do you mind if I use it?
Randy Couture would say, "Who are you?" I'm sure he wouldn't care. I'm sure he doesn't care. But like,
that's hilarious.
You can't go in there like, oh yeah, I'm the prodigy, and they're like, oh, like BJ, and like, yeah,
yeah, like that guy.
Yeah, Omar comes in saying, retire the nickname Pitbull, please.
That's hilarious. Pitbull been used by. Hey, shout out to Omar, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Pitbulls out there.
Too many.
And
there's only one Mr. Worldwide. You know what I
mean? That's hilarious. Oh, man. All right. But yeah, so currently on an 11-fight win streak for Borralho.
Yeah.
He's lost the second fight of his career, and he just hasn't looked back since, man.
Yep.
Muradov lost his last fight against Mearshart to give him his seventh loss by rear naked choke.
Hurt him early, right? Was that one of those classic Mearshart comebacks? Man, that guy
classic Mearshart. Maybe gas himself out. Maybe gas himself out trying to get Mearshart out. But before that, he was on a 14-fight win streak.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's looked pretty scary at times.
Yes. So that being said, who you got?
This is a tough one. I don't know. I know everybody's real high on I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation. Go for it.
Borralho?
Yeah, Borralho. Okay, there it is. I just had to hear it one more time. Borralho. Everybody's so I saw the double R's and I was like, I don't know what that is. Everyone's so high on him. I just haven't seen it myself yet. I think Muradov's much more proven. So I'm going to go Muradov on this one. I think stylistically, Borralho is going to have to try to take him down right, and I just don't know if he's going to be able to. I think Muradov's too strong. I think I got Muradov in this one.
You got Muradov.
What are the odds? Is he the underdog in this one?
He is the underdog.
Yeah.
He is the underdog.
I know he's older, right? 32, not bad. He's got some wear on him though.
Yeah, this would be his 33rd fight.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going with him. Fuck it.
Yeah, and I like the dogs in this card, but Borralho has looked like a tank. I know that he hasn't really been proven yet, but he's a young, hungry fighter from Brazil. He's got that body at middleweight where he's not very tall.
Yeah.
He's stocky. He's strong. So I think that he'd be able to handle some of the grappling from Muradov. And, I think this is another decision win for Borralho.
Okay. So we're disagreeing on this one.
We are. We're disagreeing.
Not very confident on this one, to be honest.
Neither am I. But either way, we have to pick somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Muradov is just much more dangerous, and I think Borralho is. I don't know. I think there's something off about him that I'm just not sold. We'll see. Maybe he'll prove me wrong.
I think this next fight should be pretty easy. We have Malcolm Gordon versus Muhammad Mokaev.
Yeah, I'm going Mokaev.
Me too. How do you think? How do you think he's gonna win?
I think. I really like Malcolm Gordon, but I think he finishes him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that he wins by submission.
Yeah, I would.
Mokaev, that is.
Yeah.
And
Malcolm Gordon's kind of on a little streak,
right? I can't find odds for that one.
No.
Yeah, no. Even Vegas is like, you know what? Let's not talk about this one.
Yeah, we're not going to bet on this one.
Yeah, let's not. All right. We'll move on to the.
Very excited to see more. Again, though.
Yeah. Same. He's looked pretty dominant in his last few fights. Seems like he has a motor on him, man. Just nonstop.
Yeah. Well, I remember when they signed him, I was like, let's go, because this guy, he was a little unproven, right? I think he was 5-0 when they signed him, right? Something like that. But I mean, yeah, he's a savage.
Still undefeated. That being said, we can move on to the next one. Volkan Oezdemir versus Nikita Krylov. Okay, so taking a look. Krylov coming in the favorite, -175. Oezdemir +142.
That makes
Oezdemir,
sense.
again, man, somebody that for a while there was a title contender.
Yeah, fought DC,
And
right?
yeah. Okay, so he lost to DC.
Yeah,
Lost to Anthony Smith. Lionheart
yeah.
Anthony
Got
Smith.
finished by him.
When he walked out to Return to the Mac. And we all know
Yeah.
an Anthony Smith walking out to Return to the Mac is one of the best fighters in the world. lost to Dominic Reyes. Beats Latifi. Beats Alexander Rakic.
He lost that fight.
Loses to Yidri, the man dime, Prohaska. And Magomed Ankalaev, who we know is going to be fighting for a title soon.
If I'm Oezdemir, like, hey, can I get a step down, please? Jesus Christ.
He fights Paul Craig, and I had picked Paul Craig going into that one, but Oezdemir actually looked pretty good.
He did. Yeah, he's. I mean, he solved the puzzle. He played the game exactly how you need to against someone like Paul Craig. Opposite is how Krylov fought Paul Craig. Let me get in your guard and try to ground and pound you from the guard, and then get finished. That's what Krylov did against Paul Craig. And then he fought old man Gustafsson, the Mauler.
Yes.
But I think stylistically, it's a bad type of matchup for Oezdemir right now, and at this point in his career. And I know Krylov is, if you're looking at his like last 7 fights, not the greatest.
Now
he loses to Jan Blachowicz, then he beats OSP, loses to Glover, beats Johnny Walker, loses to Ankalaev, loses to Paul Craig, beats Gustafsson. Not much there. But stylistically, I think Krylov kind of runs through Oezdemir in this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much of it the fight against Paul Craig, how much of it was due to the moving camps, because he was fighting with All-Star Academy for the longest time with the Mauler. And then he moved to Fight Move Academy for this last camp, and he looked really good. That being said, you pointed out a lot of really good facts with Krylov. This is a tough one for me to pick too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost to Ankalaev, but a lot of people are going to be losing to Ankalaev here. Lost to Glover Teixeira. You know what? Give me Oezdemir. Because he has no time left in his career, and it's now or never. Now or never. Give me Oezdemir.
And I'm betting on
another dog. Give me another dog here, man. I might just put in a dog parlay.
Okay.
Dude, if I hit, I might just retire.
Yeah. That $5 bet nets you like $5,000 or what?
Oh yeah, and I'll retire for a week and then come back. All right. The next fights that we have here, I know there's 5 fights left, and we don't have very much time left, so we can just cruise through these. Nurmagomedov, not Habib. This is Abubakar.
Right? Yeah.
Abubakar, tomato, Nurmagomedov versus Gadzhi Omargadzhiev.
There it is.
That's it. But yes,
that
sounds about right. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Who you got in this fight?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the name Abubakar. I like him. I know he lost. He got finished by Zawada. He got subbed in PFL, but I like him. Omargadzhiev has only had 1 UFC fight, and he lost it.
Abubakar coming in the minus 190 favorite, by the way. Gadzhi coming in plus 150.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see him pulling this off. It's a tough second fight in the UFC. The hell are we doing here?
Give me Abubakar for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on. Armen Petrosyan versus AJ Dobson.
Armen Petrosyan just had his record changed because he was lying about his record to the UFC.
Who was that other guy that just recently got cut? That had lied about his record too. Remember that?
I might do a separate video about that guy, dude. That guy is he is unbelievable.
Mockumentary? Let's do it, man.
A mockumentary? Yeah. I mean,
I'm
that guy it's an incredible story. The world needs to know.
The true underdog story. The truest of them all, yes.
It'll get like 10 views because nobody knows who he is, but it's worth it, man.
That's hilarious. But Petrosyan coming in minus 240, AJ Dobson coming in plus 93.
Yeah.
If we take a look at Armen Petrosyan's current streak, let me see. One loss, and that was to Borralho. Actually, lost a unanimous decision.
A terrible fight too.
Before that, looks like he had beat RoboCop.
Yep, close one, very close one.
Yes, yes.
But AJ Dobson, I think the way you're going to beat someone like Petrosyan is you're going to have to wet blanket him like Borralho did, and I don't think that he's going to do that. I think, I got Petrosyan in this one. Fake record or not, I think his striking is legit. You could see it in the RoboCop fight. I don't care what the record says. It could be 1-0 for all it matters. But yeah, I think he's going to outstrike Dobson in this one.
Okay, so we have Gadzhi here at one loss. In his last loss, Borralho as well. My pick from earlier, do the young gun.
Wait, no, you're looking at Petrosyan.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Dobson lost to Malkoun.
Oh, my bad. So, never mind. Gadzhi. Gadzhi.
His records are very similar. He also beat RoboCop.
No. So I see here lost to Borralho, but he beat John D. Silva, a bunch of other people from different organizations in Russia, it seems like. So, Petrosyan with more experience within the UFC. But no, take a look at both of them, man. It shows both of them have lost to Borralho. Are you not seeing that?
Somebody else, man.
I don't know.
AJ Dobson's 6-1.
I may be looking at somebody different. I don't know. I might be. But either way,
I want to know who you're looking at.
Me too, man, because I might be looking at the wrong person. There it is. My internet has updated everybody, and it was Gadzhi I was looking at.
I was like,
from the previous fight. Yeah, from the previous fight.
Yeah.
So, but what a coincidence there. The last one I'm looking at, and it's not updating on my multiple screens I have open, and it's still Gadzhi.
Yeah.
And they both lost to Borralho. But no, Petrosyan with the experience on this one, right? I think that's easy.
Both are pretty fresh guys. 6-1 versus what's Petrosyan now? I don't even know what his real record is now. 6-2. He was 7-2. They took a win away from him, I think, which is hilarious. But yeah, I think Petrosyan's gonna outstrike him in this one.
Hold on, I'm closing my screens right now and reopening them so that this does not happen again, and we should be good. All right, there we go. Next one, Landsberg versus Rosa.
Oh man,
Rosa coming in minus 250 favorite. Landsberg plus 200.
Yeah. Man, it's a tough one. This is. It's a tough one, man. You got to go Rosa on this one.
Yeah.
Right.
She beats Beish Kohea, then loses to Sarah McMahon. And this
is Jocelyn Edwards, which is a pretty good win, in my opinion. Vanessa Mello as well.
Landsberg also lost to Sarah McMahon recently, or am I looking at the same screen again?
No, she did.
Also lost to Sarah McMahon.
This is a tough one, man.
Give me Rosa, man.
Yeah, I'm going Rosa on this one.
Give me Rosa.
Not even thinking about it. The next fight.
Next one, Shamil Abdurakhimov. Close. Versus Jalton Almeida.
This fight got canceled. Abdurakhimov pulled out. Jalton Almeida is now fighting Maxim Grishin on a different card.
Oh, okay. We'll skip that one.
Yeah, it happened this morning. Yesterday.
Yamato Nishikiwa versus Magomed Mustafayev. Hey, all these Russian names, man.
Well, that's what I said. It's they go to Abu Dhabi, they stack them.
The build-up.
Yeah.
The build-up.
Mustafayev has had a crazy career, man. They've thrown him to the wolves. You know what I mean? Like, you're looking at the guys that he's fought, and it's like, hey, man, why am I the first fight on a card, yet I've fought Brad Riddell, Fiziev, Kevin Lee? Like, what are we doing here?
Like, yeah, and he's coming in a minus 575 favorite. I believe he's the biggest favorite on the card.
That does not surprise me. Nishikawa was kind of unproven. You know, like, he's fought a lot, but like, as far as like who he's fought, yeah, Omar comes in. Kid is like 18. He's 19 years old. This might be the sneaky one. The only thing though is Mustafayev's game plan is something that Nishikawa needs to be worried about. Style-wise, it's a tough matchup for him. I don't know, man.
Who you got?
I really, really, really want Nishikawa to win this one, but I think Mustafayev's too much. It's his UFC debut. They're in Abu Dhabi. He's fighting a brutal stylistic matchup. Omar comes in saying he went pro at 13. It's not the same, though. He's never faced
like you said, look at the level of
anybody
competition
like
he's fighting. Rydell,
Yeah.
Fiziev, Kevin Lee. I mean,
not winning all of
come
them,
on.
but it's
Abubakar.
It's kind of messed up, man, that they're doing this to Nishikawa, to be honest. Like, how is this your UFC debut? Obviously, you're high on him, but
He's on a
it's
14-fight
tough.
win streak.
Give him somebody else to fight, though. Fucking hell.
He's on a 14-fight win streak. And maybe it's so lopsided just because Vegas is like, who is this Nishikawa?
They don't know
guy?
him. Yeah, they don't know him for sure. But
If
man,
you were to give the odds on this one, what would they be?
it would be closer than what they are, but I would still have Nishikawa as the underdog.
Okay.
I want him to win.
Omar going through and saying huge hype for this one. This kid is like 18. What are we talking about over here?
Yeah, he's born in 2002.
Nishikawa?
Yeah, Nishikawa, born in 2002.
Went pro at 13. That's insane.
Yeah.
Eat your heart out, Rosales. You're 17. Nishikawa did it at 13. Get out of my face with that 17-year-old. Come on. No, that's super impressive, man. That being said, I wonder who Omar's picking in this one. I wonder if Omar's going with Nishikawa or
Mustafayev. Yeah.
Mustafayev. So you're picking Mustafayev. You know what? Let me roll the dice, dude. Let me roll it. Why not? Why not? Is he going to go in my parlay? No. But again, for the pick, let me go Nishikawa. Why not?
Yeah, I think I hope he pulls it off because that's who I want to win this fight because it's way cooler. But Mustafayev knocked out Fiziev.
Yeah, I mean, come on. And Fiziev's an elite striker.
Elite.
Yeah, and then Omar says, hell no, you have to screw this kid with this matchup. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
all right.
Here's my conspiracy theory.
Ooh, here we go. Hold on.
UFC.
Let me put my Eddie Bravo conspiracy hat on.
The UFC does not like Japanese fighters.
Oh.
They have been terrified of venturing into that realm since Pride. They really want to break into China, but Japanese fighters, they just, for whatever reason, just don't care. I don't understand why, but it seems like they have like a vendetta against when Pride did them absolutely dirty when they bought them.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I don't know.
All right.
It's like a grudge since 2005. I don't understand why.
Breaking news, UFC hates Japan. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. Why haven't they gone back? Japan's like massive for fighting. Why haven't they gone back?
Wow. Look into it.
Look into it.
Look into it. All right. Omar saying they didn't give him the Paddy or Bo treatment or the Sean O'Malley treatment or the,
Someone like Nishikawa going pro at like 13, 14 years old. He's 19 years old. He's on a crazy fight win streak. You would think that they would put him up against somebody who's about to get cut. Should be his debut. Last great UFC Japanese fighter, Kyoji, definitely Kyoji. Not even close. He's still my boy. He got the comeback win at Ryzen. Was it 39, 38? I think it was 38, the last one. I love Kyoji. That guy's sick. The Gooch.
That's awesome. All right.
Still doing the damn thing.
I think that's it, right? For all the fights?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. So, Rich, coming through with the update. Let's see. Rich, did you keep track of who we all picked? Let's see here. No?
Oh, I see it. So I had Oliveira. You had Makhachev. We both had Dillashaw. We both had Petrosyan. We both had Gamrot. You took Chookagian. I took Fiorot. You went Belal by boring decision. I picked Brady by finish. This got harder to read. Tukhugov. We both went Tukhugov versus Almeida. I went Muradov. You went Borralho. We both went Mokaev. You went Oezdemir. I went Krylov. We both went Abubakar. We both went Petrosyan.
Both of them losing to Borralho.
Yeah, we both went Rosa. Almeida fight's not happening. You went Nishikawa via fuck it, and I went Mustafayev. Because the UFC doesn't like Japanese fighters is the reason.
Okay, nice. So, hey, shout out to Regen TV for joining us today. Always a good time. Shout out Omar for joining us as well. Dropping the Japanese fighter knowledge as well. Appreciate you, Omar. It's always fun when other knowledgeable folks hop on as well. And that was it for the predictions. Now, next week, again, we have Grasso versus
Araujo.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of a palate cleanser before this crazy UFC 280 card.
Yeah, definitely. After this, not in the live chat, but after this, if you guys want, put the picks that you feel confident in the comments. It'd be fun to recap.
Yeah, help your boy out with this parlay here, please. Help your boy out.
Yeah.
Be a lot of fun.
There's some decent fights in this card. You look at the headliner and you're like, oh man, I don't know. But Martinez versus Cub Swanson, Askarov versus Royval, Todorovic versus Jordan Wright.
Cub Swanson's still doing it, huh?
I think this might be his last one. Nick Maximov's on the card versus Malkoun. It's a decent card. A Sunsau's on the card against Victor Henry. Victor Henry's gonna smoke a Sunsau, but it'll be fun.
I guess the palate cleanser more than anything is for the main event. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This card makes a lot more sense when you consider the fact that it did have Neil Magny versus D-Rod and Cannonier versus Strickland on it. But these things happen in order to get 280.
And then Jonathan Martinez is always fun to watch.
Yeah. Cub Swanson.
We talked about Askarov earlier, saying Brandon Royval versus Askarov might have title contention implications.
Yeah, number 5, number 6.
I'm always curious to see if he found his head movement yet, or if he's still coming in on a straight line.
And he's fighting a striker.
Yeah. So, hey, a lot of interesting matchups. Amanda Martinez with that heavy right hand.
Yeah, that guy's sick. Nick
out of Houston, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you're right. There's some fun stuff on here.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. All right.
Mike the Truth Jackson's on it. He's still employed by the UFC. That's insane to me.
Oh, man. For anybody that has tuned in for your first time, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are trying to reach 2,000 subscribers. I think we're at, 1,700?
I think we're 10 away from 1,700.
So we're very close to 1,700, but we're trying to get to 2,000. Maybe you've already subscribed. Tell your friends about us. I'm sure you have other friends that love talking mixed martial arts. The more folks we have on live, the better. And if you don't like watching, but you like listening, Spotify, Breaker, Podcasts, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Anchor FM, anywhere podcasts are found. It's Story of the Fight everywhere.
Yep.
Whenever you're
everywhere.
Looking. How about social media, though?
Same thing. Story of the Fight on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram.
Can we make it any
Reddit,
easier?
Twitch, Vero,
yeah. Do we have anybody from Twitch on today? I don't know.
I didn't see any comments, at least.
Teardrop.
Yeah.
All right. So just want to also remind everybody, hey, did you know that this podcast is produced by Richard Bustos? There we go. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to another week of predictions episode of Story of the Fight.